Beautiful.
Woo.
Blair motherfucking Sutcliffe.
Hell yeah.
God damn. Oh, just banged it on the table a couple times. How the fuck you doing, brother?
Good, man. How about you?
I've been doing all right. I just feel like I've been in my head lately. I don't know. Just stressed or I don't know what it is. It just feels like dread. Like, goddamn. Just money-wise, usually it's like there's never enough money.
That's fair.
It fucking sucks.
Not wrong there.
It doesn't matter how much you work. I think I'm going to get it. Like, I've been working with my brother, like, doing leaves, and I think I'm going to do a painting job on Monday because he doesn't pay me a lot. Like,
just little side jobs.
Yeah.
Make some extra cash.
Yeah, he pays me enough. Like, he gave me $70 to rake leaves. Like, the way I look at it, I don't know, like, long-term wise if it's going to work because I'll probably renegotiate the contract. But, like, I don't really ask much from him. Like, the day he asked me to come and rake the leaves, I thought he was going to give me, like, $20-$30. Yeah. And he said, I was like, how much can it pay me as a joke? And he's like, $50. And I was like, bet. And so I think because I was working harder, like, you watched how I worked, he gave me more money. Which
make a little bonus on it. Yeah.
Yep. And then I think the painting job I'll get like $350. He doesn't even give me 50% of what he makes, but I don't ask him for that because it's kind of nuts.
Still, if you jumped in on it like a full-time situation with him, then you could renegotiate for something else.
That's what I was thinking. Plus, it's good for advertising. Like the podcast and his business, because he started his own lawn care thing. Mm-hmm. They'll probably complement each other because as his customers start to go up, I was thinking like of making like shirts for the podcast with like barcodes on them. Oh, yeah. So you just scan the barcode and then the podcast will pop up. Yep. And if you do that, like we wear some T-shirts with his logo on it and then the podcast logo while we're working, then once the podcast starts taking off a little bit more, then it'll also complement that business. So it's kind of like, that's the way I think about it.
Are you not getting a lot over at Becco anymore?
I get a decent amount. It's like $700.
Just not much for hours then, or what? Because are you shut down this whole week?
Yeah, I was shut down this whole week. It's just set fucking hours, 36. That's all we get. We don't even get 40. And I don't know why, because I know we're going to be behind when we go back again. They've always done that. They just run in this circle. But I think they're starting to come to an end because like the old guys even start losing faith in it because a lot of the time, like a few years ago, they'd be like, well, this is just how it always is. Mm-hmm. We have our slow periods and our high periods. But like now they're like, oh, shit. Yeah. I've never seen it this fucking slow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's weird. Joe Pritchard's buying another 2 more businesses in Mason.
Really?
Or not Mason, I guess. He bought Harrison Ford and then is finishing the acquisition on Shook-Eye.
What do you do at Pritchard's?
Not there anymore.
Oh, yeah, that's the job you had.
I used to be.
It's like, I know that job. What is that?
I used to be at their commercial team.
So he's buying these 2 other businesses?
Yeah, 2 more dealerships.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty badass.
I mean, he owns pretty much everything now in North Iowa.
Really?
For dealerships, yeah, like major ones. Like there's still Dale Howard and whatnot in Iowa Falls and Waverly, but like North Iowa, Forest City, like all the towns around here has a Pritchard dealership, at least one. Mason City's gonna have 2, well 3.
Damn.
Yeah, because it's GMC, Nissan, and then Shook-Eye. And then Clear Lake will be Harrison, Lake Chevy, and then their innovation center. So that's 3 there. There's 2 in Forest City. There's 1 in Garner, 1 in Britt, 1 in Belmont.
Damn.
Yeah.
So does he so he just buys dealerships. So is that what your parents had, was a dealership? Like they had their dealership and you guys ran through that, or like?
What do you mean?
Because I thought that your parents own own the business.
That's 2 completely things.
Oh.
A pizza shop.
They didn't own Pritchard's?
No.
Oh.
My mom worked for Pritchard's.
Oh, that's where I got confused.
She was in the HR department.
That's why you got a job there.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, that's how I started part-time. Was my mom was working there and they were starting up the e-bike project and had asked my mom and Gayla, which was the other HR person, if they knew anybody, and I was available and looking for work. So I jumped on part-time while I was working at the hospital.
Damn.
Yeah.
You were at the hospital too?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Oh yeah.
How many jobs have you worked so far?
That's what we were just talking about. I was like, I'd done a lot for fucking.
So wait, Where did you work in high school? Did you have a job in high school?
I had a few jobs in high school. Started out, my first job was McDonald's. Worked there for like a year. Remember Alex Kinney?
Mm-hmm.
Worked with him there.
Really? I didn't know Kenny worked at McDonald's.
Worked with Dante there.
Armstrong? Or no.
Sublet.
What's his name?
Arndt.
Yep, Arndt. Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
At Subway?
McDonald's.
Wow. Yeah, you had a whole crew there. That's pretty badass.
The 3 of us there. And then that was when I was 14. And then if I remember right, I went from there to Fleet Farm when I turned 15.
Mm-hmm.
Was just a cashier there and a stocker.
Damn.
And then from there, my mom's buddy from Ducks Unlimited owns Home Lumber, which is a lumber yard here in Mason. So I worked there for the summer because they needed summer help, and I had a full open schedule. So I stopped working at Fleet Farm and picked up a full-time job there for the summer, and that was great.
That's crazy. Your resume is insane.
That was fun. And that was when I was 16, 17.
Damn, you're not even getting up to where you are now yet.
Yeah. I hadn't enlisted yet. So it was before I was 17, actually.
You had a lot of time.
Yeah. And then enlisted in the Army when I was 17. I think around that time, like that Christmas time, I was working at Target for their seasonal help. Mm-hmm. And I think that's when I was 17. So I was doing those at the same time. And then
you enlisted early, right? Didn't you?
Yeah, I enlisted when I was a junior, December 19th of 2019.
Before or after COVID?
Kind of like right before, right in the middle. When I went to basic training, COVID restrictions were still there. Like we had to wear a mask every day and shit.
In the middle of COVID was when you enlisted?
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Crazy.
Mask up and everything else.
I didn't even consider like how much you'd done already. I didn't know any of that. Yeah. It's like most people don't even question it. Like what? Because like I would think about where I was at your age and like doing the shit I was doing, but then you have this whole other thing going on, completely separate from what the fuck I was doing. That's kind of insane.
I was very driven to fucking. I mean, not that I'm not now, but like. Me as a younger kid, I was just fucking, what is the next thing? Mm-hmm. And I've enveloped that to my day-to-day as much as I can, which is probably why I work as much as I do. But after I did my training, came back for my senior year, I didn't work because I had enough saved up and whatnot to just kind of hang out and enjoy.
Hell yeah.
Because I was graduating early. And I was getting ready to leave again. So I was just...
You're kind of in like this middle spot where you're like, I can't really do anything else but chill. So.
Right. And initially they told me that I was going to be leaving for my training in January. Because that's when I was graduating. It was like December some shit, or the first week after the holiday break. Like a couple days after that in our senior year was when I was graduating. Excuse me.
Were you scared?
Not really. I was excited, man.
Cool thing about these mics too is we can just get up and go fucking wherever we want to go.
But I was excited for it, to be honest. Like I had already done the basic training part of it, so it was going to do my medic training, which that was exciting for me.
That would be pretty badass.
So I was expected to leave in January. I didn't end up leaving until June.
Damn.
And it was just...
Was it because of COVID? Did it stall it?
Because of COVID, it was stalling.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So you were about to go into, like, paramedic training, and then everything just shuts down?
Pretty much.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, so they not closed off, but they limited the amount of people who could be, like, in the training groups. They cut it in, like, half. Damn. So everything got backdated months. And so it was just me waiting to go. And then when I finally did go, it was the middle of June.
So what was the restrictions? You could only let a certain amount of people in at a time?
Yeah, because the class numbers could only be so many people, because they had to have one person in every dorm instead of 2 to 3 people, which they could normally do. It had to be one person, and they basically just split everybody up.
That's crazy.
And so they didn't have room. for more than probably 60 to 70 people, whereas my class when I went in was like 210. Like the whole battalion was 210
Holy
or
shit.
230.
In one class?
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, and it gets cut down quite a bit because people get recycled, people get reclassed.
Does anybody quit?
Yeah, people quit.
Really?
They fail out. That's what recycling and reclassing is. They fail out or they want to change jobs. And so then you lose probably 25% of your initial starting group.
25%? That's a pretty significant number.
Easily 25%.
I might have been one of those 25% if I fucking went to the military.
I mean, that medic class was hard.
Like, really?
So you have to take a national registry for EMT, which is what everybody takes. Civilian, military, like anybody who is going in as a medic has to get that certification. And you only get 3 tries to take it.
Wow.
Yeah. And well, you can appeal for a 4th try. But it's
that's a lot of pressure, dude.
Yeah. So
like, oh, how many times did it take you? Once?
I took it twice.
Really?
Yeah.
That's scary. That's even halfway.
The first time I cried. Like I legitimately called my mom, and I was just like, I failed. Like I don't know what the fuck to do.
That's your whole. You're just put all your shit into this thing.
I put 19 weeks into taking a test and fucking. Well, actually, it was like halfway when we had to take the test because it was before we went to field training. So it was like 8-9 weeks in was when we had to take it. Now, on the civilian side, that class is a 9-month course. In military, we did it in 9 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
They jam information in your head to a point where, like, you're brain dead.
Was that because of the restrictions?
No, that's just the military.
Just how it goes?
Yeah.
Wow.
They push you through that course as fast as possible to really weed out the people who can't handle it.
So, in theory, like, if you're going to be a paramedic in the military, you should probably go through the civilian class.
You can. So you can actually do it before you go and then skip that portion of it in training.
You would, if like in hindsight, if you could do that, would you have done it?
1,000,000%. Because I feel like I would have understood it like a lot more, the book side of things, because I suck at book work.
You said 90 weeks?
9 weeks.
9 weeks is what you had?
Yeah, 9 weeks is what we had, and then 9 months is a civilian course.
See, yeah, I'd rather do the 9 months one because then you got all this time to absorb it.
Exactly.
But then also, like, on the opposite side of that, you got more time to just sit around if you want to.
Right, exactly. Like if you understand it, it's designed in the military fashion to get rid of the people who can't catch on to that pace.
So they intentionally make it like that that like dumbasses don't get through. That's probably pretty smart, to be honest.
100%.
You're a paramedic. I want some smart motherfuckers in there, too.
You want somebody fast-paced, making decisions and making the right decisions, treating you and being on the field, and you can't have that.
That's a really good point. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. So, like, there was definitely a handful of people who came in already having that EMT cert. So then they sit around for the first 9 weeks. Like they'll take us. You still do the shit. So you go to the schoolhouse, drop everybody else off who has to go to school, and then you go back and then study. It's just they give you the whiskey, which is the field training book, whatnot. Because we're 68 whiskey is the call sign.
Only it was real whiskey.
But so they give you the book to like study for those people who are already accelerated, and they just get to sit and read ahead while everybody else goes and does the EMT course for the first 9 weeks. After
it's
that,
awesome to hear, to be honest.
Yeah,
man. I didn't even think about any of this.
And then so after everybody who passes the enter EMT, which is the final like test, then all those not graduates, but completed testers then move on to whiskey course. So that's like the actual field training. It's the military medic side of things. You learn occlusive dressings, which is like if you get shot, a bandage that goes over your chest.
Wow. So if you get shot in the field, like if you got deployed to Iraq or something, would you have to basically be your own medic? I mean, not necessarily have to, because there's probably other medics out there, but you really could. You just like, oh shit, I could fix my arm right here on the field, then I'll get back to it.
So every U.S. soldier goes through a minor medical training course, and for deployments, I imagine they go through a little bit more in-depth one too. I never deployed, so I can't speak to it. But I imagine
that'd be so terrifying, dude, to go in like a war area.
I
go to you. Oh my god, if you were still in it, you might be in Ukraine right now.
Well, so my unit's deploying to Syria, I think.
What? That's terrifying, dude.
Yeah, a lot of the active units are actually deploying to Syria, which is interesting. But
you still talk to your whole unit then?
Oh yeah. I'm not my whole unit. I talk to a lot of people. My godson's father is still at the unit. Talk to him, and I know a couple other people who are still in, who I still communicate with on like the daily.
That would be pretty badass to like. It's kind of like a brotherhood.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of like school or something.
It's a
because when you leave high school, you don't see your friends or have like. It's really lonely out here, to be honest, once you leave high school, because you're basically by yourself 90% of the fucking time.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck, dude. You get so lonely. Sometimes I get so fucking lonely because I'm like, and I know it's not real because like, if you like,
not real.
If you like walk through the woods, I had this revelation one day when I was walking through Lyme, and I was getting really high because I listen to like a lot of meditation and spiritual, like psychedelic like music. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the time they'll talk about. Like one of the ones I listen to a lot talks about how it basically goes through a list of like negative emotions. Like you don't need loneliness because you couldn't possibly be alone. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Or like you don't need greed because you already have it all. Like, and it's essentially talked about how your soul is like, if you look at things on like the level of a soul, like, and I never used to look at it like this, but like if you could take enough mushroom, lose your mind. Then, like, everything has a soul in it, right?
Ooh,
the trees. What's that?
I noticed you're a little cut off.
Oh, shit. Let's see if we can fix it.
My bad.
No, you're good. As long as they can hear me. My ugly ass doesn't. But if you, like, look at everything on the level of the soul, and, like, everything's conscious, essentially, on that level, even, like, a rock is conscious. And you walk through the woods, like, and I was high as shit, obviously, but, like, all you have is your thoughts, and for some reason you don't feel lonely out there because you're hearing the birds, you're hearing the squirrels run around, you're fucking looking at the trees, maybe hearing the wood creak, or like what I like to do is look at the ground while I'm walking, dude. And I had another revelation one day that like you see spiders crawling across or bugs, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you look at it like humans used to be, there's like a lot of like ancient depictions of like giants and shit. Like we're still kind of obsessed with giants. You know what I'm saying? We have giants in movies, whether it be giant animals or like things like that.
Right.
We're kind of giants because if you look down at the grass while you're walking, there's like little mushrooms, there's like little bugs, and then the grass is like a forest.
It's a civilization now.
Yeah, exactly. Because like right next to you is these giant trees, but then right next to you or right below your feet is these like tiny blades of grass, we call it, but it's almost like trees for them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so like if you're in the woods, you're not really alone. There's no alone out there. Even if like you think you're alone, there might be a tiger, there's a bear, like all these animals that may eat you or you can eat, or you're never really alone until you come into an environment like this. If the dogs weren't here and you or I would just here by ourselves, then we're alone because we're kind of surrounded by like dead nature. It's like this wood is a dead tree and the house is built out of dead trees, and like everything's just kind of like mundane here, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
So you can't I think humans created the idea of isolation and being alone because you think like a bunny in the woods ever feels alone? Nah, that motherfucker's always running because there's like, oh shit, wolves are out here. I could fucking die from that thing or this thing. We're never really alone until we isolate. Humans like to isolate themselves.
Yeah. Do you even think those humans who isolate themselves are alone in terms of like they're actually alone or just stagnate themselves away from everybody else?
I think that there's like a divine force So that's why, like, that's how I try to live my life, even if there isn't. Is that like, I don't know what it was, but as a kid, I always felt like I was being watched, you know. And I heard a quote a little while ago that's like, "Live your life as if you're being watched all the time." And I just did that my entire life on accident. I don't know why. I'm a fucking tweaker probably, but like I always felt like I was being watched by people, like even if I was by myself. So that's why in school I just fucking did what I wanted to do, and fucking now I still do what I want to do, even if people are watching, because I don't really give a shit. It's like I always felt like I was being watched, and now I know the government's watching us through the phones and shit. But I think it goes even deeper than that. That there's like this divine force. That's what I was trying to figure out, like on a podcast the other day, because a lot of people want to like put one situation of their life as like, oh, that's the downfall of my life, like
the defining factor of your like coherent.
Yeah, but that's, the thing is, like, if you look at your entire life now, you're like, oh, all this shit led up to me being me now. So if I go back and pick, unless you're like some omnipotent being that can see everything and all the things at once, you can't go back and just pick one time out and be like, no, I wish that didn't happen. Because how the fuck do you know what will happen and cascade after you take that one piece out?
Right. We should try to get somebody older on this podcast, like 40s. Fucking
I bet my dad would be down. I've never asked him. I've been considering asking him.
Like it'd be interesting to, like, because we have our perspective on life and what we've experienced and the way we've experienced, but like they have their own ways of thinking and their own experiences that have made them. Like, do they relate to us, and or not us, but certain people who stagnate themselves on one aspect of their life that went wrong? Or
that's a good question.
Or have they found a way to not look at that and just kind of be in the moment? And how did they do that?
Well, now that I'm thinking about it, if you sit and watch people like I do, I think you can tell. Like with people like my dad, for example, I don't think he gets stuck on things. Like in his brain, shit just happens. Life sucks sometimes, and then he just keeps moving. I don't think he gets stuck on anything. But then you meet people that are stuck on shit. Like if you get to know them well enough, they're like, well, this time happened to me, and this happened to me, and that. They like lay out these like 5 moments that are their life, and they're like, this is where everything fucked up. When this guy treated me like shit. And I'm not like making excuses for anybody. Adam's calling me. He's going to have to wait, unfortunately. I'm not making excuses, obviously, but it's like some people you can tell are getting stuck in their heads or stuck in the past.
For sure.
It's weird.
It's also interesting, like, the age of the people. Because I've noticed, like, my parents, your parents, for, like you were saying, your dad just kind of doesn't look at that kind of stuff, lives in the now.
Well,
that's how my parents are.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but my parents are like polar opposites. My mom is stuck in the past, and like she gets stuck on a lot of shit, and I don't want to be mean, but she's just not very educated, I don't think, because the older generation didn't have the internet. To be able to learn the amount of knowledge that you and I have now, you know how many fucking books we'd have to read? We'd be spending all our time reading. We wouldn't be doing anything.
I kind of agree to that. It's like my dad is that way, whereas my mom just kind of lives in the now. Whereas like some of my coworkers who are in their early 30s and around that age, like they're holding on to those little things. And then I look at myself and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like it's just another thing at that point. And so it's weird how it skips in years of like 10 to 15, and it's confusing.
I think that's the only way to look at life is in years from like in like 10 decade-long periods, because I think like from being born to, because technically humans are born premature. Even if like we aren't premature babies, we're basically born premature in the animal kingdom, because you look at like giraffes or lions or anything else, they're already up and moving the same fucking day they were born. They're running around. They need to keep moving. For us, we are completely helpless for the first like 2 years. We can't even run or move. And I think from like newborn to 10 years, that's like your neurological building time. Like that is when you need to spend the most time with a child, be like drilling shit in their head, like, hey, treat people with respect, do this, do that. And like don't order them around, but just show them by example.
So sorry.
No, you're okay. I saw you had something to
say. So to jump in this, like for those animals who get pushed the way that they do, is that because of like the predators and whatnot being surrounded in that environment, whereas like kids, when they're brought into this world, there really isn't anyone out to get them.
Well, here's the thing. Here's why it's that way, is because our superpower is our fucking head, and nature kind of designed us kind of perfectly in that manner to where the way babies come out, like we would not be able to fit anything bigger through the birth canal. Like it's already so dangerous for women. Like in the past, I'm fucking stumbling on my words now, but in the past, it was so dangerous for women to have kids and stuff because they would tear them up. You know, all kinds of things happen down there. Exactly.
That we do now.
Exactly.
A lot of mothers died.
A lot of them. Yup. Exactly. There was internal bleeding or hemorrhaging. There's all kinds of shit that can go on. It scares me just thinking about it, to be honest.
Delivery and everything else. Like,
yeah. Because like for our like the size we become, really we should be in the womb for 2 years. And if you look at like elephants and other mammals our size that are big, then that's how long, like elephant babies are in there for 2 years. Then they come out, they're walking around.
Crazy. So what's weird is like, I don't know much about childbirth, like I just know the basics, but like what if we were in the womb for a year? Like
that would be pretty crazy.
So it's the women who go through natural childbirth, like it's at 9 months, like that's just when it happens. Why it happens at that time is unknown.
It's literally just biological, because we can't fit through the birth canal. When you say that, what comes to my brain is like they're working on like external wombs, basically, where you can grow your child. Like they're already doing that. You know what I'm saying? So
that's crazy.
Here's the idea: you have an external womb, say like in this corner. Say this is your house. You got this womb right here in the corner. You're having a baby, and you guys put the egg and the sperm there, but the womb is right there. And then basically an incubator. But then you take it a step further, bro, with Neuralink and downloading knowledge. You can leave that motherfucker in there for what, 9-10 years. He comes out just ready to go.
That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
That's wild to me. Like, I mean, it just feels so unnatural, you know? Like it's weird how they're trying to computerize and
I get what you're saying, but
technicalize like birth.
It's kind of I feel like I'm talking weird because I'm trying to talk quiet, but it's like if you look at it's kind of the perspective you look at things, because this phone, people might say it's unnatural compared to like the nature of the world, but this is glass and components put together.
But is there a line at like making love with somebody? Like, is that where is that line drawn?
What do you mean by that?
Making a child, like going through conceiving and whatnot.
See, I think that's a human thing, but I completely understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
When a man and a woman who genuinely love each other come together to produce, it's literally God, bro. That's the way. It's a spiritual experience, because you're having the man, one half of humans, the female, the other half of the humans. Both are built in specific ways to fucking harbor life and create life. They come together, and what is God? It's basically creation, is it not? So you're creating life. It's insane. But that's a purely human thing. I think we might leave that, to be honest, in the next 100 years, because if you look not 100 years ago, but like 1,000,000 years ago, we were fucking just monkeys dancing around in the forest and shit. And it, like Joe Rogan always has the example of like, if you ask a chimp if he wanted to become a human, he'd be like, fuck no, I want to keep throwing my shit at people and fucking having war with the other tribe. Right. They wouldn't even fucking want to be, like, I wouldn't want to be human if I was a chimp, dude. I look at chimps and I'm like, oh, god damn. Or my dogs, dude. I'm like, look at her. Imagine just doing that all fucking day, dude. You're
so
just
fucking awesome.
That's the best life ever. You're literally just chilling
You
fucking day.
You go outside. You get treats. Fucking
yes. You don't know what bills are. You don't know what fucking. I was just when I was
got
sitting,
food.
Exactly,
water, bro. Like it's life.
When I was sitting there, waiting for you to hit me up, just scrolling my phone, and then I just got this feeling. You know how you get this feeling when you're scrolling your phone. You know you're wasting time, and it's like you're not even really doing anything on it.
Yeah.
I looked at my dogs, and they're just laying there, dude. Like. They don't know what a phone is, and they don't give a shit. Yeah. Imagine having that life where you don't even have to fucking worry about all the bullshit on here. Because the phone is awesome, but fuck, I hate it. I hate it at the same time.
I've really like distanced myself from the technology the last 6 months. It's been nice not being on my phone. Like I have streaks of people and I fucking answer those.
Isn't it funny when people get mad when you lose them?
Oh my god, like, what the fuck?
Oh, you lost our streak. Shut the fuck up.
Oh shit.
With Snap Plus now, you can literally just push restore and it comes back.
It's because they fucking pay for that shit. I'm like, why?
I pay for it.
Really?
I wasn't gonna, but then my sister and my brother-in-law had it, which I don't know why they have it, but like they were showing me all the features on it.
Why's your neighbor have chickens? I'm sorry.
I don't know, but it's badass.
Fucking running around out there.
That's what I looked over there for.
I was like, what the fuck?
I forgot that's not normal.
3 chickens running around town.
They just got them.
It's not normal in town. Like it's normal anywhere outside of Mason City, but like in town.
They wanted eggs and they wanted chicken. You know what I'm saying? It's a fucking awesome feast. That's what I'm saying. But I forget that like it's not normal in town. But yeah, they have chickens over there, which is pretty badass. And that's one of the main reasons I come here every Sunday is because me and my dad. That's where I fucking learned to podcast. Like Chance re-unlocked the idea of like, oh shit, I can talk to people.
Yeah.
But I remember as a kid, like I'd sit down, like my dad would be plowing or doing other shit, and I'd be sitting in the truck. I'm like, I'm not getting on that cold bullshit. I just sit in the truck with my dad while he's plowing, while everybody else is shoveling, and then like we would just talk about like space or like history. I'd be like, Dad, do you know this? And he's like, yeah. And then he'd give me some more information, and I'd be like, wow. And I'd just keep talking to him about it. Like that's why I maybe consider him on a podcast. Yeah. He's a smart guy. He's really smart. The thing about the older generation, though, that I was gonna say is I don't know if I'd be able to do it, to be honest. Like, if I was born back when they were, I might have died or, like, become a heroin junkie or without the internet, dude, I don't know where I'd be. But, like, if you watch a lot of their vices is materialism. Like, a lot of people, like, there's a few people that, like, have a spirituality and shit. And most people, I would say, like, have some kind of spiritual belief. But, like, a lot of people are locked in materialism where things that they buy them happiness.
Yeah.
And I think that's a human thing.
I definitely can attest to the fact that money can make you happy.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if it can make you happy because Joe Rogan and a lot of other rich people I've listened to talk about how it becomes like everything else. Like imagine if you had 1 million iPhones. You wouldn't give a fuck about an iPhone.
Right.
What I want to say, sorry to interrupt you, it facilitates happiness.
Fair.
It can, like, once your bills are paid, you're not worrying about that. Joe Rogan always says, when you can go to a restaurant and not worry about the cost, you're just drinking, having a good time, you get your steak or whatever the fuck you want, and then you're paying the bill, leaving a fat tip and leaving.
Yep.
That's when you've made it.
1,000,000%. And that's what I'm talking about. Like when you're ahead, when you have your bills paid, you're not in debt, like you can do that. Like you can go out and have a good night without any worry of, oh, I'm not going to get this paid this week, or I don't get paid till this day. Like that is happiness.
That's what I want too, man. And I agree.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
It helps to facilitate it because once that's done, then you could just do what you want.
Oh yeah,
you can go and fucking have your hobbies. Dude. Exactly. That's really what I want to do, dude. I like that. That's what I think about this podcast as is because I've always wanted to do YouTube. You remember me and Dallas would fuck around on it, like weird ass videos, obviously.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
Yeah. But like, I've always wanted to do it just because, like, yeah, being a doctor would be cool. I wouldn't mind doing that.
Yeah.
Or being a lawyer or whatever the fuck job you want to be. But I don't want to be locked in that thing forever. Like, being a doctor forever, yeah, it might be fun for the first 10, 20 years, but then it's like, oh, I'm still a fucking doctor. I'm seeing dead bodies all the time. This is kind of bullshit. But with this thing, you could just kind of do whatever you want, dude.
I don't think if I would have ever, like, been at Pritchard's and done the sales, I would have ever done podcasting any more than that first episode.
You don't think so?
No, I don't enjoy or didn't enjoy like talking and like just being conversative as like we are now. That really came with like going to the events and doing the one-to-one conversations with the customers and shit like that. That made it easy.
Really? Okay. I see what you're saying now. I didn't completely understand.
Yeah, I was never a huge like conversative person. I was just to myself.
Mm-hmm. That's how I am still,
all
dude.
Through high school, like I was just Now I'm very open with talking to people and having those conversations. Whereas 4 or 5 years ago, I probably would have never done it.
Mm-hmm. I'm getting a lot better at it, but I still kind of am that way. Like when I watch Chance, dude, he can just talk to anybody, have a good conversation. What's cool. That's kind of what I like, to be honest. I like to be on the outside. Like in school and shit, I was on the outside because like you're just watching everybody else. You're watching.
I was definitely a people watcher too.
Yeah,
the way reading people, reading what they're doing.
Yeah. And then it's like
reading people now.
Yes, and then like the phone. Like the phone's kind of, maybe that's helped our generation, to be honest. But with a phone, like there's so many different things going on, like, and so many things you can do on it. And that's kind of how I look at like a classroom. Like there's a conversation over here, there's a conversation there, there's a conversation there. Teacher's up here, what's she doing? She's on her phone. Yeah. Like I'm watching everybody listening, and I'm like just sitting here.
I used to throw in my AirPods and not play any music.
Really? That's a good move.
Just listen to everybody's conversation. Like when we had downtime, like Mohawk Pride and shit like that, I would just not play any music and just listen.
I forgot about Mohawk Pride, bro.
Yeah, dude.
That class, I wondered why that class even existed.
It was just a downtime for the teachers at that point.
That's literally all it is. Because I'm like, why the fuck am I, like, I don't even want to be at school in the first place.
Right.
Why the hell am I fucking having to be in this class where nothing's going on? And people would skip it and then, well, at least I would.
I'd skip it all the time.
You skip it and never come back.
Yeah.
That's what I'd do. Because I'd fucking, especially junior, senior year, you're allowed to leave during Mohawk Pride. I'm not coming fucking
Not coming back at all.
No, hell nah. I didn't even want to be here in the morning.
Well, in my junior year, like, so I did the econ class, but we had COVID like halfway through. So I got to skip econ my senior year because they didn't require any testing.
Can I rip that?
Yeah, go for it. They didn't require any like online testing and whatnot for those classes when I did it. And I was a junior taking the senior class because I was graduating early. Like it was already in my plan.
Really?
Yeah. So I
didn't even plan to graduate early. I was just like, I'm graduating.
Yeah.
What I did do, bro, because I knew I would fuck around a lot in high school. I don't know why I did, because I was fucking around in middle school probably. But in all of my phones, which is kind of crazy because for the while I had Samsung, so they would transfer over and I wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
But for the longest time, I would be setting a bunch of messages on like the day we were supposed to graduate. You better graduate, you fat piece of shit. You're gonna graduate. I would just lay out like all these shitty ass messages, and I forgot about them. Yeah. And then when I fucking looked at my calendar one day when we were getting close, I'm like, holy shit. That might have been actually what made me go back, because in my head, bro, this is what happened.
Because you left school, right?
I didn't fucking, here's what happened, bro. Up until sophomore year of high school, from second grade to sophomore year, I was on ADHD meds, right?
Okay, yeah.
And me and my dad knew that they were fucking me up. We knew that like we didn't want them to be a long-term solution. Yeah. Yes. And so he got me off of them sophomore year, thankfully. But the thing is, Chance has helped me realize this, because the way he explains it, if you're taking pills every morning, you're reaffirming in your head that you're fucked up. And the only way to fix this fucked upness is this pill right here. And that's why I take it. And so when I got off pills sophomore year, after that, your brain's trained that only external things are going to solve your problems. And that's immediately when I picked up weed, alcohol, pills, all this shit. I was going ham, dude. Whatever made me feel great, I was taking it. And then junior year, Jackson started to get me to skip.
Camish?
At Balick.
Balick, okay.
Balick,
yeah.
Yes.
Dude, he was a dog. I remember him.
Yes,
yeah,
bro.
That's crazy.
Yes. But then after that, dude, we skipped like half junior year, and then COVID happened.
Guys used to ride around in his black Tahoe.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah!
But we would go to he worked at Godfather's. We'd go into Godfather's before it opened. We'd make our own pizza. Then we'd go to his mom's house, or we'd go do this and drink or do something else, bro. It was awesome.
Hell yeah.
But then, so I skipped half junior year, and then COVID happened. Yeah. So I didn't have to go back. And then senior year, I skipped the entire year, dude, except for 1 week.
Really?
Because I started taking mushrooms like a month before we were supposed to graduate, and that's what kickstarted me into like, because in my head, dude, all these rappers rap about how they didn't graduate, and they're making millions. I'm like, you don't need a high school diploma. That's what I'm saying. It might help, but like, I don't even want to do all these jobs that they want me to do. I don't want to be a doctor. I don't want to be a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't really need this piece of paper. But then the last week I fucking went back and I had to negotiate with all the teachers and shit, talk to them, be like, all right, here's the deal. I need to fucking get this shit done, and I need to finish this shit.
Did you have Dykstra?
No, I did junior year.
Oh, right, he was junior.
Yep. I was like, I had Lee.
Fucking some negotiating.
Yeah, cool. Dykstra would not let me. Come on now. No. I had Lee.
Lee's the dog.
I had Hines.
Hines is fucking a goofy Cooper.
I think I had Miss Dannon. I had a bunch of cool ass teachers. Probably that probably helped a fucking lot, bro. And they all loved me, thank God. Because if they didn't love me, then I'd probably not graduated. But Mr. Long, every day of that week, I was like, Mr. Long, I'm getting close to graduating, because they gave me a bunch of work, dude. Yeah. They just gave me a shit ton of work. They're like, here's all the key things that are actually important, because they give you all this busy bullshit that nobody wants to do.
None of it's actually gradable.
Exactly. What matters is the big old, and if you're in school, kids, stay in school. But they put all these big assignments out. Those are the ones you worry about, like the 70, 80 point. What's that?
Sorry. Can we pause it? My mom's calling me.
Yeah.
My bad, dude.
No, you're good. Luckily, iPhone just updated and they have a pause button now.
Really? I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, they didn't have one before, dude.
Damn, that's crazy.
But what I was saying was, what matters is these big fucking scores. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I kept telling Mr. Long, I'm getting close. He didn't believe me. He thought I was going to fail out. But I passed with straight D's, dude. Literally 60% across the board. I mean, it's not fucking pretty, but that's all you need. That's why I didn't go to school, dude. And it's because, like,
it's not until you get to college that, like, that shit matters. Grades matter.
They do, but literally, if I could do that in high school, I could do that in college. Right. Just don't show up half the time, especially with AI and shit now. But here's what I do got to say before we continue, is that Maddie did do a lot. Like junior year, she basically, and maybe part of senior year, she basically did everything. Yeah. She was trying to get me to graduate. You were with her at that point. She was a great woman. That's why I was so stuck on her for a while, because she fucking really did a lot for me and taught me a lot, and really just taught me how to live life and just be a content and peaceful person. And like, I thought, in my head at that time, it's like, well, you could just find this anywhere. But I didn't know. I was stupid. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's like, there's not people out there like that. Yeah, pussy's pussy. And yeah, it always feels good, fat, fucking skinny, crazy bitch, weird bitch, you know what I'm saying? But like, the personality is you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
It's really hard to find like good people around, you know what I'm saying? Man. A lot of people, I feel like they're just distracted by like everything around them, and they don't know really what they want. Like 100%. Most people, especially in college right now, dude, they're like, I got to do this and I got to do this. But did you stop to even wonder if that's what you want to do? Do you know what you're getting yourself into? And have you looked into like all of it?
They're just following the footsteps, man.
Yeah, what you're supposed to do.
Exactly. And it's the few people who stray off the normal that make a difference.
That's kind of why I support like even like shitty rappers around here. Yeah. But I support a lot of the rappers that are trying to come out of Mason City, because like Shaggy's pretty good. Dude, but
Shaggy, he was really lit at fucking, I don't know, you didn't go to Ritter's, or wait, did you?
No. Was he rapping there?
Yeah, dude. Really? All of them guys popped out. It was sick. I was fucking hammered.
Have you ever gone to one of Weston's parties before he passed?
Yeah.
I went to one too. Yeah, and Shaggy I got a video of it. Shaggy was busting a rhyme there, and it was like a SpongeBob beat. You know, it's like, and he was rapping like a motherfucker over it.
I'll have to show you after. I got a video of him back in John Adams when he stole the fucking golf cart.
I just talked about that the other day on the pod, dude.
Fucking nuts.
I'm like, hey, I was wild, but there was way more wild motherfuckers out there.
Shaggy was goofy.
Bro, our school was insane.
Oh, yeah.
We had so many fucking goons out there.
John Adams was nuts.
Yes.
Like, John Adams was crazier than high school, in my opinion. Like, we did so much more wild shit.
We were just stupid.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't give
a single fuck.
No.
You had fucking Isaiah taking the security golf cart, fucking doing donuts in the grass.
What I thought back then was like, none of this shit matters. Because, like, in elementary school and shit, I was failing everything. I wasn't, like, I did good, obviously, but, like, to an extent. But
my dad was up my ass, so I had to pass. Yeah,
like 5th, 6th, 7th grade. And maybe 8th, you don't really have to do very much. Mm-hmm. Like, they just pass you along. Yeah. High school's where it's like, they're going to fail you and you're going to have to stay behind. You know what I'm saying? They didn't really threaten you with staying behind until high school. That's why I knew I had to get my shit together. Freshman year was smooth sailing. It was easy.
My dad was always up my ass for fucking education and shit like that. So, like, I was always ahead in, like, 7th through high school for, like, math specifically. Just because my dad loved math and loved numbers, and so I had to be good at it. And so
I was pretty good with numbers too. I think I'm autistic though.
I think so too. I am too. So I was in like advanced math classes and shit like that, and that's part of the reason why I graduated early is because I didn't have a math class my senior year. Mm-hmm.
You were just grinding it out. Dude.
I had like 4 classes my senior year.
That was pretty badass.
For one semester.
See, theoretically, if I did it that way, it would have been a lot easier, and I could have done drugs I was doing and shit. I was still doing drugs my senior year.
Like it was, I had I had Lee for government. I had a reading class, and a science class.
Damn.
And then
Heinz is badass.
Yeah, Heinz was lit.
Miss Dannon was like my school mom, dude. I fucking texted her one day at work. Because, like, sometimes I just, like, things just pop in my head. And I just, like, I don't even know how it happens. I don't know how my brain works, but shit just pops in my head. Like, I'll just get this feeling of, like, how Miss Dannon treated me or something. Like, goddamn, I was fucked up and I was falling apart. And then Miss Dannon's here fucking helping me, treating me, like, with respect and love. Because I didn't even feel that from my own mom at the time. And here's Miss Dannon. She doesn't even have to like me. She's just my teacher. And she always, like, what's weird about Miss Dannon, dude, is that, like, I just basically texted her and was like, hey, you impact me a lot. And I respect you and your family a lot. And she texted back, too, which was weird. I got scared after that. And I was like, oh, shit, I got to get delete. I was like, ah! But, like, in elementary, dude, in Roosevelt, Miss Dannon was there. And then when I moved to Hoover and got kicked out, Miss Dannon went over there. And then Lincoln, John Adams, and then high school, dude. She was there the entire time we grew up. It was amazing.
Did you ever have Mrs. Piersma or Miss Polly?
I think Miss Piersma.
She was in.
She had black hair, right?
Not black hair, like blondish brown.
Yes.
First grade teacher.
Yes.
Back when we were in school.
Wait. Was it short?
Yeah.
I think my brother had her.
Here.
I met her, and I might have had her second grade. Second grade, I think I had her.
Okay. Hell yeah.
But yeah,
she was in the so we had the Sweet Nothings for like live music Wednesday night at the pizza shop.
She there?
Yeah, Miss Polly was there. Miss Piersma was there.
Oh my
fucking
god!
Dude, I've seen so many of my old teachers there. I was like, damn,
bro, that would be insane. That's like a rock concert.
Mr. Reinecke came in the other day.
Damn.
Yeah, from Lincoln Choir.
Damn.
Yeah,
that's insane. I don't think I had him because
Lincoln you would have. Yeah, no. It was a required class.
Yeah, the thing is, Blair, because they say it's required doesn't mean you have to.
You're like 14.
I know.
I was not even 14. You're like 12.
You want to know what I do? When it was music class and art class, I fucking hated those classes because I wasn't creative back then. I was on meth. You think I'm going to fucking go take an art and music class? I like PE, though. But when those two classes popped up, I went into the bathroom. I'd sit there for like 45 minutes till the class was over, dude. And then I'd fucking go out and be like, oh, everybody's going to the next
nice little
stretch. What were we just talking about, though? We were talking about, oh, yeah.
Teachers.
All those teachers and shit.
Yeah.
I had an idea, but I think it evaporated. That's insane, dude.
Yeah, man.
You're like living in a rock star's world. You get to see all these teachers. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. There was one day. So sometimes when I come to town and I go to my sister's house down the road, or I'm here, I have like a route that I like to run, and I was running this way, dude, and I saw Hugo, dude.
Yeah. Hugo came in the other day too. Like a month ago.
He's a badass.
Yes. I was like, you still biking? He's like, fuck yeah, I'm still biking around. Yes.
It's cool when you see somebody. I don't know if you feel the same way, but it's like a memory unlocks. And you're like, holy 100%. Shit. Yes. But I saw him, dude, and it unlocked, and I'm like, holy shit, that's Hugo. I wonder if he remembers me. And I was like, hey, Hugo. And he's like, hey, man, keep up the good work.
Yeah.
And, bro, I got this I'm not saying this like, make myself like, ooh, but I'm saying it because it made me feel like I was the most important person on this fucking planet, because I felt so much love and like respect from this guy. I didn't even think he remembered me, but he remembered I was fat as shit. And here he sees me running, and I'm putting in the work, wondering if everything's worth it, wonder if I should keep working. I'm like, dude, is it any of this fucking, like, when you're running, you're like, I hate this. I don't know if should I just run back, you know? And he's like, keep up the good work. And I'm like, I have to keep working.
Right. Like it's crazy. Like Miss Polly and Miss Piersma both remembered me. Miss Schlitter remembered me.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah, and it's like, it's been 10, 12 years.
But then we remember them too. It's just, if we didn't see them, we wouldn't.
Right.
It's 100%.
Weird. It's so weird. Like, I didn't recognize her at first. She changed her. Miss Polly changed her hair. Like, she's my favorite teacher. 100%.
I don't think I had her.
Teacher. I had her 2nd and 4th grade.
That's crazy, dude.
And I had her with Isaiah, actually, in my 4th grade year.
How was Isaiah?
Dude, him and I were lit.
Really?
Isaiah was fucking
I remember you chasing me around the fucking recess, dude. I thought you wanted to beat me up or something.
Isaiah was smart as shit, bro.
Isaiah Betterton?
Smart as
See, fuck. I think he still is. You have to be smart to be able to rap like he does.
Like, we had math class. Like, he's really good with numbers. We did, him and I were like best friends 4th grade year. We did like everything.
See, that shit's awesome, but it sucks at the same time because you're so close. Like, me and Alex Gold were really close one year, and then it just disappears.
Close now.
The thing is, you go through summer, dude. Summer fucks friendships up. You don't see these people for the whole
especially because we were so young.
Yes.
Like, so I forget what year it was. It was probably freshman year or 8th grade year. I was young, but like, I was real close with Jacob Frank.
He's awesome.
Dude, cool as fuck. I love that dude. Him and I are still close now, but like, I have memories.
Him and I are Eskimo bros.
Hell yeah.
I just realized that.
I have memories of him and I like in my dad's van with Ethan Wallfall and Tyler Sullivan when he lived in town. Like, we were all going to McDonald's.
Tyler, dude.
Yeah. We were all going to McDonald's for my birthday, and we all went back out to my house, went fishing, rode 4-wheelers. Like, those are core memories when I was like fucking 14 and under. I was probably 13, 14.
Just hearing you say that, it's like, that sounds amazing. You're with the boys, you're fucking fishing, you're driving around. So fun,
man. Life was so much simpler.
That's the thing.
10 years ago.
That's what gets us when we turn older, is all the fucking stresses. But the thing I realized, dude, is we think we have a lot of responsibility at this age, but we really don't. Because, like, we have to go to work realistically, and then we have a few bills to take care of. Like, bills and work are one thing. We just separate them. Like, oh, now I got money and now I have bills. No, they're the same thing. That's why you're working. You got to pay these bills. That's one thing. And then that's really it. We don't have kids. We don't have really things that we have to do.
Sure.
Like, it's just a lot of fucking, like, a lot of it's probably anxiety, to be honest. We're like, shit, there's going to be a lot of responsibility in the future now, because we know, like, what's going to happen.
Well, like, me personally, like, my work envelops my life. So, like, I'm on six days a week, and probably 4 of those shifts are double shifts. I'm there from 10 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night, and it's like, fuck.
It's basically your life at that point.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's like, I have to find a separation with it. Like, when I'm home, I'm playing Call of Duty and trying to relax as much as I can, or I'm sleeping.
Video games are amazing.
It's a very, like, helps distract me. It's nice.
That's really why I don't play them, to be honest. Like, I still love them, and I like to watch Chance play his games and shit, but I just don't want to do it myself because I'm trying to focus on this podcast, and I'm trying to focus on, like, building these things. And if I fucking get into video games or anything else, like, I want to get in a bow, like archery and shit. Do you know how to bow hunt?
Fuck yeah.
You want to teach me?
That'd be sick.
We can fuck it. I want to get a bow like before next summer, and we can go. There's a range out by Manly, and we can go out there and shoot. But I also want to grow medicinal mushrooms, dude. I got to get that. That's my goal next summer before the start, like early spring. I need to fucking get that shit rolling because I've wanted to do it now, and I need to get it done. But I don't even know what I was saying. Oh yeah, I'll get very distracted. Like I'll get addicted to it too. That's my problem, dude. I have a very addictive personality, like, and that's why I gotta be careful with alcohol and shit like that, because I'll fucking go off the deep end real fast. Especially if shit starts going sideways. I'm like, the alcohol's my friend.
If I didn't have the like mental restraint that I have and like the drive to want something, like I would fall off the radar. Like there's a very
I completely get that.
Addictive personality that runs in my family, runs in my blood. Like it's very hard to just stop.
Yeah,
something.
The thing about that is though that people are. What's that? Oh, of course, brother.
Appreciate it.
One's open. I think that one. The thing about that is people are revered for their. Can I hit that again?
Yeah,
I like that thing.
People
are. Yeah, it's nice, and it fucking. Wow. This addictive personality we have, brother, is good for us.
There's definitely downfalls to it, though.
There is downfalls, and
like,
we have to have
with substances. Like,
yes.
Its own.
In this time, especially because substances are everywhere. You can go to any corner store and get alcohol.
Everywhere.
Yep.
Alcohol, even weed now.
Yep. Mushroom. You basically get anything if you know where to look. It's kind of fucked up.
It's not hard to.
I think you're closing this in.
Yeah.
That's all right. It might leak, but I'll just still put it in.
Let me check it. Make sure.
But
anyways, yeah, like it's
see,
very
the thing
easy
is,
to...
either you could be addicted to like going to the gym and working. That's all right.
No, it's good.
No. It's not good.
Oh shit.
That's all right. Don't sweat about it. It's all right. I've done that before myself. That's the only reason I knew about it. I'm like, you probably just closed one in.
I'll buy you a 10.
No. You don't do that. Because then I'm going to owe you a lot more.
No, you don't.
That's how my brain works, bro.
Don't owe me shit. See, that's how my brain works. So now I think I owe you.
There's a guy at work. He's given me chew like 3 times, and I bought him 2 containers. And it's not even a lot of chew. I just put like a Zin's worth of chew in my mouth because I run out of Zins. And I'm like, all right, I'll get you a container because I feel bad for asking.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah, no, you're fine, brother. But I don't even remember what we were talking about.
Shit. Substance.
Addiction.
Yes.
So it just depends on what you're addicted to. Like I used to be addicted to pills and alcohol. And
what kind of pills, if you don't mind asking?
Xanax and ecstasy mainly, dude. Those were my fucking favorite, bro.
What did the ecstasy do?
Ecstasy is
I've never taken it, so I don't.
Oh yeah. Well, ecstasy is pretty fascinating actually because the more I've learned about it over the years, because when I was doing it at the time, I thought I was fucking myself up. My brain's getting fucked up, all this shit. But now that I've looked more into it, there's actually ecstasy is literally Molly. It's another drug, and then either meth or heroin. So it's like a dirty version of MDMA, basically.
Okay. See, I've done MDMA.
Yes, exactly.
Well, not MDMA, DMAA.
I don't know what that is.
So it's a workout kind of amphetamine. But it opens up your blood system. It opens up your veins.
What are like the psychoactive effects?
It's fucking dialed. I have never been more focused.
You're hyper focused.
You talk about Adderall and shit like that to the max.
See, this stuff's different. MDMA, it is close to meth chemically, but MDMA is being studied now as a psychedelic, and in my opinion, it can be used as a psychedelic, but in my brain, it's like a chemical version. It's like acid versus shrooms in a case. Well, even not that way. It's probably let's see, taking a pill version of caffeine versus drinking a cup of coffee.
Okay.
Like you could take a pill and get the same effect, but drinking that cup of coffee, you're sitting there for a while. You're like, damn, this is relaxing. I'm starting to feel. It's like a slow build. You know what I'm saying? So MDMA is kind of like a chemical version of mushrooms or something else, to where it spikes your serotonin and your dopamine. The dopamine is for motivation, serotonin for it's basically your pleasure. Like serotonin,
it's your pleasure.
Well, that's what dopamine is the pleasure. I almost fucked up, but serotonin is essentially the chemical that makes you feel okay with yourself. It's like dopamine's what makes you go and seek things, right? I have way too much dopamine. That's why I'm always looking for things outside my body. Serotonin is like, I'm okay. I have everything I need. I'm feeling good right now. Like, I don't need anything else. That's basically
a feeling of contentness.
Yes, exactly. Peace, basically. I don't have to go and seek everything. Maybe that's what happened that week that I said I was very present. Maybe my serotonin just was like, I don't know what happened.
Could be.
But that really could have been what happened.
Have you dropped, not to interrupt, have you dropped off from that feeling?
Yeah, it comes and goes, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't that's the thing about it is that
sorry, not to interrupt.
No, you're all right.
Go ahead.
Well, the thing is that I knew in that week that I couldn't live like that forever because I didn't care about anything. I was like, I feel so good with myself and what I have that I don't need to go to work. I don't need to pay my bills. I don't need to do it. That's what the dopamine and the ego is for. We have to do this stuff on the physical plane. But see, what the thing about MDMA is you have this crash after, and it is very addictive also. That's why I think it's like the chemical version of psychedelics, because shrooms, this is the insane part about even acid. That's why I said you can't really consider acid. It is a chemically, like weird chemically feeling, but it still comes from a fungus, ergot. So it's still a natural substance. But what's crazy about psychedelics is that they fit into our serotonin receptors almost better than the naturally produced. They do fit in there basically better than that. So what that means is that either, if you know the stoned ape theory where mushrooms and shit, like they helped evolve our brain from the other primates, that would mean that, well, the only explanation I can come up with is that we were probably taking these other substances, because I'm sure it's like there's like a primitive version of serotonin in a monkey's brain, but I don't think they feel it very often, because how content can they really be? They're in the fucking forest. They have to go and fight things. They have to fucking get food. They have to do this, do that. And so, like, I think we took these things as like what do I want to say?
Wild theory.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, sorry. I just popped in my head. I was like, wait a minute.
It's like, okay, so I'm trying to think about it. Like, I guess it'd be like a modern day SSRI, like an antidepressant drug. Okay. Like that puts serotonin in your brain, right? So that would be essentially what the mushrooms were doing, is putting serotonin in our brain, and maybe this primitive version of serotonin in our brains evolved into what it currently is. And I think that's why we're so fucked up. Because if you take mushrooms, dude, it's like, oh, this is how things are. It's like, this feels more real than anything I've ever experienced in my life. It takes you back to when you were a kid. It's like, this is how I felt as a child. This is how, like, no wonder I was so happy and everything was so good. It's because your serotonin is there and it feels right. And maybe it decreases over time. Actually, you have your phone?
Yeah.
Can you Google if like serotonin decreases over time from when you're a kid or something? I don't know. Being a kid, I feel like you might have more serotonin or something, because you feel like you're tripping. That's why we remember the core memories like we do.
Yes, serotonin levels can decrease with age. Your serotonin receptor density in the human brain decrease with age, particularly in the frontal cortex and hippocampus.
Yes. So that means that
then the function of serotonin transporters decline with age as well.
Okay, see? So we don't feel as much contentment with ourselves over time. That's insane.
Decreased serotonin levels have been linked to depression, and some suggest that gradual changes in serotonin levels could contribute to other mood disorders and cardiovascular disease. However, there's conflicting data on how serotonin levels can change with age, and influence of age, gender, and other factors are unclear. For example, one study found that serotonin concentration remains stable during non-pathological aging in humans and rodents.
That's crazy. That's insane, dude.
So, theory for you, while it's still in my head. What if...
Eat one of these. You can have one if you want.
What if the caveman, like, think back to caveman.
Mm-hmm.
Simple man, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if cavemen are just shroomed up monkeys?
That's basically what they are.
So then, like, excluding God and creation and all that, like, how was it mushrooms that developed the monkey to man? And how? Like, because you gotta like try. Like, we can say as much as we want that monkey is man and man is monkey, but how and why? Like, was it those shroom factors that, like, we as monkeys took shrooms, conceived a new monkey, and this monkey is already so shroomed up from the previous parents that now it has what the fuck is the word? Not conversion, fucking conscious. As consciousness.
Well,
and then how did we develop that from ooh ah to hi hello? Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, I know exactly what you mean, Blair.
Like,
that's why I'm smiling. I'm getting excited because
where
I know what we're talking about now.
Where are we going with this?
So the thing about shrooms is they give you neuroplasticity, which that's probably caused by serotonin too, now that I'm thinking about it. Neuroplasticity is our brain's ability to rewire itself, essentially, and rewire connections. Like, oh, this, like, let's say you've been driving drunk every fucking night, and you're like, damn, I almost hit a few people, I almost hit these buildings. Neuroplasticity is going to be the thing that be like, okay, this is not the best way we can handle this thing. We better stop driving drunk. And then your brain's going to rewire itself, and it's going to make it so you don't do that no more, right? That's our brain's ability to learn. And neuroplasticity can be increased by playing also. That's why kids play all the time. Playing is just as important as working, because kids' neuroplasticity, their brain's basically plastic. Like, it's not wired at all. You're rewiring it basically every day. That's how it is. It's like clay. They're like, oh, you're fucking turning it into this beautiful sculpture, and then the next day the sculpture's back into the block of clay. You're like, fuck, I got to do it again, and then I got to do it again until that becomes hardwired into that brain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why you have to have consistency and repetition and be there and have this core structure for a child, is because their brains are just testing things every day. They don't know how reality is. And what also shrooms cause, well, that's what I meant, is that shrooms allow you to rewire your brain. Essentially, they increase your neuroplasticity, so you start looking at things differently. You're like, oh, shit, maybe I was fucking up here. Like, I was treating this person with disrespect. I really didn't need to. Like, there was this one day, dude, I forgot about this, but there was this one time, like, my lead now at Winnebago, he used to be just a normal worker like me. And when I first started, him and I would basically be yelling at each other every day because I would be on my phone so much, which I am on it a lot. I'll accept that. But when he started, you couldn't be on it. There's like there's no going on your phone when he started. So when he'd see me on it, my phone, he'd freak out. And like, I'd be walking to the bathroom texting people, and from his area, he'd scream. And I had my earbuds in, so I'd be like, what the fuck is that? And then I take an earbud out and I start hearing him scream more, and I turn around and this guy's just looking at me screaming, and he's pissed off. You know what I'm saying? So him and I would get into it every day, because if he just came up to me and was like, hey man, I don't like that you're on your phone. When I started, you really shouldn't be on your phone, so could you like be on it less? I'd probably be like, yeah, okay, for sure. I didn't know that. All right. But when people just like come at me with aggression, dude, I freak the fuck out. My brain just flips a switch. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm sorry, puppies. But so there was this one time, me and him had been like, I think I told him because he had yelled at me, and I'm like, bro, you just don't like me because you don't like yourself. You're not happy with yourself, and that's why you treat me with disrespect, right? Mm-hmm. And then I just went on my merry way after leaving him like that, dude, after saying that, which is some fucked up shit to say to somebody. Like, even if it's true, dude, sit the guy down and be like, hey, man, are you all right? Like, Zeta, get out of here. She doesn't listen. Zeta, we'll pet you soon. But, what the fuck was I going to say?
You're leading.
Oh, yeah. So I said that to him, and then it was Friday, I think I said that to him, and then I went on to the weekend, doing my bullshit. I took mushrooms that weekend, dude. I felt fucking awful for saying that to that guy. I felt like a real big piece of shit on mushrooms, dude. I started thinking about it. I'm like, oh my God, why the fuck did I say that to him? That is such a piece of shit thing to say. Like, imagine if I just came up to you and was like, you don't like yourself. That's why you hate me. Like, even if it's not true, you're like, what? Do I like myself? What the fuck?
Makes you think about it, yeah.
Yeah, so I came back on Monday, and I'm like, hey, man, I'm sorry I said that to you. And I apologized to the guy. And I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. And he said, oh, no, I'm sorry, too. And from that point, we were fine. And I never had a problem with the guy. Yeah. And that's my point, is that it rewires your brain and it gives you the ability, like, the only other way of, besides like psychedelics or something, is me talking to you. Like, Blair, do you think I'm a big piece of shit? And then you tell me what you think about me. And mushrooms give you like an outsider's perspective on your own personality. Yeah. It's like, am I building this thing correctly? Yeah, it's almost like a building inspector. If you're building a house and like you hire the building inspector to come look at your work, and he's like, this shit's kind of fucked up over here, bro. And he's like, I thought it was good. Yeah. What the hell?
So do you get like an out-of-body experience when you do shrooms?
I've had them, but it's not consistent. That's the weird thing about them, dude, is like the first, I've done them so many times. And when to be 100% honest, I would do them with Maddie. And a lot of the things I realized were not just because I was on shrooms. Like, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Yeah. I was so dumb. Jesus. And I was just on shrooms. I was doing drugs, having a good time. Right. But I didn't know it was rewiring my brain and making me more open and giving me the ability to actually listen to people. Because my brain used to be where it's like, I'm stuck in an ocean of thought. My brain is going so much that I couldn't hear your words, dude. It's like, what are you saying, dude? Like, I'm thinking, like, stop. Like, my brain was just everywhere. And when I took shrooms for the first, like month, dude, of, like, having the first experience to that last, like, month at the month, dude, it was like, I could actually hear Maddie's words. And it's like, she's like, hey, man, you've been hurting me. Like, you've been treating me this way. And when you're on shrooms, especially because you feel a lot more, that's probably why I think about this shit, too, is because, like, you're like, fuck. You didn't even know you were doing it, dude. You're like, God damn. Especially when it gets into the later times of me doing shrooms, because I take them and then she'd tell me I'm still fucking up. And I'm like, God damn it, dude. I thought I was figuring it out. Yes, dude. And it hurts you so bad, but it's so important because you're like, fuck. But my main point is that it's not just the shrooms. It's what's in your head, like the knowledge you have, the experiences you've had before and after, the intention, like, what am I trying to, like, gain from this experience? Like, you have to go into it like that. And then there's the people you're around, because if you're just like at a party and you're dropping shrooms with a bunch of people, you start crying about your childhood. You're like, my dad fucking beat me and shit. And then they're just going to be like, shut the fuck up, pussy. You're just on mushrooms. Stop. That's why it has to be in like a certain setting with the people.
Set yourself in a proper.
Yes. Because it's not a silver bullet. It doesn't just work. Yeah. It's like you got to put in so much effort for it to work. And even after you've had the experience, dude, it's like a dream. It's so hard to hold on to because you wake up from a dream, you're like, damn, I had this crazy dream last night. You might tell somebody, but then by the end of the day, it's gone. Yeah. That's basically what it is.
When I wake up, it's gone. Like, I don't remember half my dreams.
That's basically what a psychedelic experience is. The next day, you remember it a little bit, like half, maybe even 25%, and then you're like, the following week, it's already gone, dude. And you're back into your ego's bullshit because your ego's gone for a little while. Some people have reported to have like month-long or yearly-long, like, bouts of peace and shit without taking more. But like my brain and ego are, I think my brain was just built on meth. So it's like I'm a meth head.
You had to have it to feel something.
Yes. I just don't like, even with my upper and lower body, dude, like when you bench press, you like push your legs in and like push up, right? That's how you're supposed to do it. I can't do that. Even to this fucking day, I can't do that. I use my entire upper body to bench press, and it's hard as fuck.
Interesting.
Because it's wrong. I know it's wrong. I'm using my arms and my chest only because my upper and lower body just don't communicate with each other. It's like I'm mostly in my head thinking, and then I can feel my upper body to an extent.
Sorry not to interrupt. Do you lift your legs?
Like you push them up like this, or?
Well, no. I mean, like, do you lift your legs off the ground then when you're?
Sometimes I stretch them out like this, and I'm like, oh my god.
So what I would tell you to do is like stretch them like as far back as possible. So arc your knee like this. Like look at my legs for a sec, like this.
Oh.
See, if you're laid down, if you have decent shoes on that like don't slide.
You think these work?
They should, yeah.
Like usually what I wear.
I just like I plant my feet as far back as I can, puff my chest up, and then just.
And then your eyes are like where the bar is, right?
I try to look up as much as I can. Like,
how much do you arch your back, though?
Not a lot.
And then you gotta like put your shoulder blades back there.
Yeah, you lay like
and turn your elbows
on
in.
your shoulder. No, I don't turn my elbows in.
No, it feels better, dude.
So I grip.
You should
wide.
Try it.
I grip wide. I don't grip. I don't grip close. I like the wide grip.
Well, yeah. We're like, damn, I'm getting.
It's like where the reins are.
Yep.
That's where I grip. I put my middle finger on each of those, and then grip wide.
Middle finger?
Yeah, because it exercises my lats more, is what I feel.
Wow.
Yeah, okay. So like I'm pretty wide when I'm doing.
Yeah, that's really wide.
Yeah.
Normally you put your pinky. Yeah.
So I do my middle finger.
How much weight do you use?
Anywhere between a plate and 185.
Okay. You're not like super lifting.
No, nothing crazy. It's just like for sets and whatnot.
Damn. Yeah. Okay. I'll try it. I'll try it for sure.
It's like I bring it down slow, and as I'm bringing it down, I have to feel my lats engaging, and that's like when I'm in a deep breath and I touch my chest and immediately press up.
How much control do you have over it?
You bring it down slow. So the negative is what's going to bring you more muscle development. So like your negatives as you're doing like curls, the slower.
See, I know all this logically, but it's so hard for me to do it.
Yeah. So like as you curl, the slower you go down.
Because my body just wants like, woo.
Right. You feel it more if you're going fast, but like you engage the muscle more the slower you go. So like any of the decline and whatnot, like as you're releasing, like I always go slow as fuck. And releasing can be initial. So like for bench press, you're going down slow, and then press up. You're taking that deep breath as you're coming down, and then pressing up with the rest of that breath to engage a full rep. And like,
oh shit, I didn't even think about breathing, dude. Yeah. Breathing's so important.
Everything.
Yeah.
With that type
I'm
of
just
stuff.
like
right. And so like pull downs for
I don't know how to work out, dude. I don't know if you could tell by what I'm saying.
Pull downs for shoulders, like I'll take a breath and then pull down, and then as I'm releasing, I'll take that exhale, breathe out, and then I'll breathe in again. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll pull it down and then exhale as I release, because it's that negative that you're doing slower. You pulse the fucking rep and then exhale the negative.
Most of what I've learned is from like bodybuilder. One bodybuilder I used to watch, there was UFC, I guess, is what cardio's I learned about UFC. And then from like, there's a couple guys, Jake Gold and Jackson Wickman, those two guys. They taught me a little bit about how to set up your sets and like what 3 times 10. I didn't even know what that meant, dude. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then Chance, he showed me like physical things on how to do it. But like I've been basically teaching myself. I've got a hemorrhoid one time, but like, because that's when I really one time, because I didn't know breathing, dude. I didn't even know you were supposed to breathe. So when I was squatting or something, I'm like
Damn.
Holding it.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. So I always like when I'm doing squats, when I'm at the top, I'll take a breath, hold it, do my squat, and then when I get back to the top, I'll exhale, take another breath.
Let me ask you a question. Do you feel gay as shit doing a squat?
Sometimes
I feel gay as shit doing a squat.
I do more of the lunges than anything else. Like, so I'll take 2 dumbbells in both my hands, and I'll do lunges.
It's a good idea. I squat most of the time.
Or if I'm gonna do squats, I'll do goblet squats. I'll take like a 80-pound dumbbell and hold it right here and do squats.
You know it's working your butt. That's why it's like, this is kind of gay. That's what's in my head when I'm working out.
The oblique thing. Like, so the pull-up, push your legs in.
Oh, yeah, I do that.
Oh, my God, that shit fucks my legs up.
Yeah, my legs are been hurting the past 2 days because I went to the Y the other day and I worked out, hit legs and back just with the machines and shit they had there and like squat bar and stuff like that. And then I hit the sauna or the steam room first.
Yeah, I saw it on your story.
Yeah, and the sauna. Dude, I don't like that you could be naked in the locker room. Because I was in the steam room and I was just chilling on a bench.
And some old guy came in butt naked?
Yeah, but he had a towel on and I thought he had a Speedo on at first.
No.
Hopefully this guy has a Speedo on.
Them guys are butt naked, bro.
Dude. And then, like, he gets up, dude, to, that water hose they usually have in the steam room?
Yeah.
He goes to spray himself off, starts spraying his balls and
Jesus.
shit. The thing is, it was still so steamy that I was like, I don't know if this guy's naked or not, but I'm just not going to look, dude.
You're like, come on, man.
Yeah. But then when I got out to go into the sauna, he took his towel off again, and I'm like, no.
And his wings hanging out.
I saw his ass. Luckily, I didn't see his penis, but I'm like, this dude was definitely not wearing.
You're like, God damn it.
Fuck. Because I had shorts on. I'm not going to go in there.
Fuck yeah. I always wear shorts when I go in that shit. Fuck. It's the weird-ass motherfuckers who go in that bitch butt naked every time.
That's weird, isn't it, though? Because the old school generation, they didn't, fuck with gay people. They didn't fuck with gay shit. Like, they wouldn't even make a joke to their homies like, you're sexy as hell. They won't do none of that. But they would go into a locker room butt-ass naked.
They're like, yeah, it's cool. I don't care.
Yeah, my dick's out.
Yeah.
I'm not that confident, dude. No, I am not that confident in my dick, dude. My stomach and shit, I've done a lot of work on, but you can't even fucking lift weights on your penis. Like, I'm not small. I'm not small by any means, but I'm not gonna go flash it to these dudes. Be like, hey,
it's my dick looking
good. Like, what the hell?
Just walking around with your fucking wang hanging out. Like, it's why?
Put some underwear on.
Literally, underwear, a towel.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
You don't have to sit in the sauna in you're butt naked on the butt, on the fucking stool or whatever.
Oh, I didn't even think about that,
bro.
Man.
That's why I will never. Hell no.
Oh, man.
Fucking so many dirty asses.
It's like sitting on a warm toilet seat, dude.
Yeah, it's
wow. You're like, I know.
Sitting on somebody else's sweaty fucking ass. Your gooch just fucking rubbing on the seat.
Well, I'm never going to the YMCA again.
Oh, shit.
What mom call about?
Oh, she's asking what I was doing tonight. They're in Nebraska still. They're not coming.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, they're not coming back till Sunday.
You just wanted to see what was up?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Just checking in.
That's cool. My mom sends me money.
Oh, yeah.
She literally... So, when I started doing mushrooms and shit and, getting more connected with my dad, him and I just start sending, I love you in the morning. Like, one of us, whoever wakes up first usually sends, I love you, have a good day.
Yeah.
And I sent that to my mom, one time, and now she started doing it, which I'm not having a problem with, obviously. Yeah. But my mom's just never really shown love well. I think she was just too depressed and unhappy with herself or whatever it may be, that she just doesn't, she's an alcoholic now. She doesn't. My mom just, in my brain, she never developed the maternal instincts. She's the type of mom that, there was one day after, I forgot what we did. I think I took her out to eat for her birthday.
Yeah.
And I got a case of beer, and I cracked one at 12 o'clock. And instead of like a normal parent be like, "Are you all right? Like, what are you cracking a beer at 12 o'clock for?" She just cracked one with me and started sipping on it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know what a normal parent does. I guess. What would your mom say? You think?
I mean,
she probably
I
would
definitely drank with my mom at noon before.
Really?
Like, yeah. Oh yeah.
Maybe I have a
like
perception
last year for Thanksgiving, my grandma spiked my coffee.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of insane.
With cream, like an Irish cream that was like 12.5% liquor.
That's crazy.
It was like 7 a.m. I'd woken up, came downstairs, had a coffee.
See, I guess like, maybe that's just the old generation then. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like without the internet, I'd probably be a heroin addict.
My grandma, who's 60s, does Fireball shots. Like loves Fireball. We'll do shots of it. Like,
I used to.
I can't.
It's like
I can't. I'm like, I don't understand how you enjoy this.
I can do a shooter of it because it goes quick, but
I can't even do that.
Really?
I drank too much Fireball in high school. Whereas to now,
it's usually what does it. I think that did it to me too. I don't like it. I'm just like $1. Oh, $1 for this shooter.
Fucking, I'll show you a video when we get done here. But I came back from basic training one day.
Been going a long time. We can end whenever you want.
Whenever. I came back from basic training one day and I was
see if we can pull a Rogan pod 3 hours.
Fucking came back from basic and we had a party at Will Elwood's house for my coming back party, and like they had a graduation party. And I had a 1.75 a Jack to myself.
Damn.
Yeah, I finished it.
You finished the whole thing?
Yeah, I passed out in Will's yard.
Whoa.
Yeah. Like I was fucked up. I jumped in a pool butt naked. Like, cause I had clothes on.
And then you took them off?
Yeah.
Was there hot Betty's there?
Yep.
Well then, kind of valid.
Remember Caitlin Gall?
She's kind of.
She was there. Hannah Weber was there.
Wow, that's Megan, the whole pack.
Oh, dude, Megan Shaw was. I was
piss,
so
Blair, I won't lie.
You're good, dude. I got you too.
You could do.
I was waiting for you to move those.
Do your thing.
You solo.
I didn't think we'd be going this long.
What are we at?
An hour 26, dude.
Damn, hell yeah.
Yeah, we're already about halfway done with 3.
It's only noon, bro. Damn, crazy shit. You know. Oh, people of the pod. I hope everybody's Thanksgiving went well, you know. Got to enjoy some good food. I sure did. I made some fucking steak, some chicken, some potatoes, some corn. It was good. Everybody do some shopping today. Fucking get all the good deals. Don't limit yourself to your own, like, factors. Everybody has limitations, but learn to supersede those limitations and find your own success. Find it before we get to 2025. You got a little bit less than a month and a couple days. Find your own fucking success.
That was much needed piss. Woo!
Your turn.
Yeah, I'm always ready for a solo. I didn't even think we'd be going this long. That's why I put the chairs in the back.
I didn't realize we were right at an hour 30.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do after me and Blair are done. That's why we're just talking. Like, there's nothing really to do today. My sister and brother-in-law and their kids are in Illinois still, so that's normally where I go, but there's no going there today, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm probably just gonna chill out here. I guess maybe I could switch my laundry, but I'll wait for that because I ain't about to just go down there. I think we'll end this thing either whenever we hit 3, if we keep going that long, or if it ends itself naturally, or if my grandpa shows up. Because normally my grandpa comes here, lets my dogs out, my dad's dogs. I call them my dogs, but they're like my dog sisters. These 3 grew up with me. I'm more related to the dogs than my normal sibling. I love these motherfuckers, especially the black one right here. You guys can't see them. Maybe I'll show them at the end. They're fucking beautiful. Little puppies. I love dogs, man. I love animals. They're so fucking... We don't deserve them. These motherfuckers just sit here. They love us no matter what. We're all fucked up and retarded. There's people who beat their dogs and the dog still loves them. It's like, damn. They love no matter what. You know what I'm saying, Blair?
Yep.
I stole your vape.
That's fine.
But I was talking about, like, I don't think we really deserve animals, man.
Fuck no. Dude, animals are awesome.
They love us no matter what fucked up shit we got going on.
I can't wait till I get my own place and my own dog and whatnot. I'm gonna get a German.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I fucked these beers up last night, fucking dropping them.
Is that one not crack either?
No. No. I was just going to break the tab again. I was going to take the mic in there, but then they'd hear me pissing.
Yeah, that's why I was like, fuck. Forgot we had mics now.
These woods are pretty badass, though. They make it so easy. You just fucking plug it into your phone, and that's it. And
dude, mobile podcasts are going to be sick.
Yup. I've tried to do them driving, though. It does not work.
It'd be fun to go, like, travel somewhere and do a vlog.
I did one in the woods the other day. You watch that one?
Yeah.
What do you think?
It was good.
Good. I feel like I'm a little delusional because I put a lot of work and effort into them, so they're always good. Well, not always. Like the last few, I feel like have been really good.
Yeah.
But like I know when I make a dog ass podcast, but a lot of them, it's like if it flows properly and it feels like it's going well, then I feel like it's a good podcast. But I watched that last one twice, just because like some things I forget, and like I think that's why I do this thing too. Is it's like I wish somebody would make these kinds of videos or podcasts and just sit down with people and talk to them and be like, hey, well, like bed rotting. What the fuck is that, dude?
Yeah.
I understand sitting around all day, but I'm not laying around in bed all day.
Fuck no.
I can't. Because then the bed's uncomfortable at night.
Heck yeah, dude. Some bitch.
How you feeling?
We're good.
We can end this thing if you want.
I'm down.
Better, brother. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I love you.
Have a good night.